Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're jumping straight into a really interesting Premier League match. Nottingham Forest versus Leicester City.
That's right. We've got the match report here from May 11th, 2025.
And our plan is to, go a bit deeper than just the scoreline. We want to unpack the key stories, the standout moments, and really figure out what this result means for both Forest and Leicester as their seasons wrap up.
Exactly. Think of it as getting the main takeaways without needing to read the whole report yourself, plus a bit of our analysis on top.
Okay, let's dive in. The final score at the City Ground on Sunday was Nottingham Forest 2, Leicester City 2.
And straight away, you see the contrast. Forest pushing for Europe, maybe even top 5.
Right, while Leicester, already relegated, are basically playing for pride, trying to end on some kind of positive note.
It definitely sets up an interesting dynamic for the game itself, doesn't it? Different pressures, different motivations entirely.
Forest actually started quite brightly, it seems. Chris Wood had a couple of chances early on, didn't he?
Yeah, the report mentions a volley just over, then a header that went the same way, all within the first 5 minutes or so.
You have to wonder if one of those goes in, completely changes the feel of the game early on.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
An early goal settles nerves, puts pressure on the opposition. Forest not taking those chances, maybe that lingered a bit.
Because then, maybe slightly against that early pressure, Leicester score first. 16th minute.
It came from a long throw, caused a bit of chaos in the box.
Right. Luke Thomas throws it in. El Canus has a shot. Sells makes the save, but can only push it out.
And Connor Cody's there, heads it in.
And that was his first league goal since October 2022, apparently.
Yeah.
Quite a moment for him.
Huge moment. And yeah, a bit out of the blue considering Forest's early pressure.
Yeah.
Shows how set pieces can change things.
But Forest didn't let their heads drop for long. They hit back pretty quickly.
9 minutes later, yeah. 25th minute.
Anthony Alongo with a free kick. And Morgan Gibbs-White gets a glancing header on it.
Yeah.
1-1.
Good response. Exactly what they needed. Shows a bit of character, especially given some of their recent struggles after going behind.
Definitely. And it highlights the quality they have in players like Alonga and Gibbs-White.
For sure. Then, after halftime, Forest actually take the lead.
About 11 minutes into the second half. And Gibbs-White involved again.
Provider this time. The report calls it a pinpoint cross.
And Chris Wood heads it home. 2-1 Forest.
And that goal was significant too, wasn't it?
Yeah, Wood's 20th Premier League goal this season. That's a big tally.
Massive. Only the second Forest player ever to hit 20 in a Prem season, after Stan Collymore.
And it was Wood's 100th Premier League goal involvement overall, too.
Plus, for Gibbs-White, that was his first league game with both a goal and an assist for Forest since way back in December. Just underlines how key he is for them.
So 2-1 up at home, needing the points for Europe. You'd think Forest would push on and see it out.
You would, wouldn't you? But Leicester, fair play to them, they weren't done.
81st minute, they grab an equaliser. Facundo Buonanotte.
Tell us about the goal. The report mentioned Vardy.
Yeah, Jamie Vardy, with a clever touch, apparently, set Buonanotte up. Then the lad showed some nice skill, beat Morato, and finished it well.
And that was his first goal since November. So 2 Leicester goal scorers ending long droughts in one game.
It really is a funny old game sometimes. Shows that quality is still there, even in a relegated side. Vardy's touch, Buonanotte's finish.
And it nearly got worse for Forest, didn't it? Sells had to make a late save.
Yeah, deep in stoppage time. Jeremy Montiega almost snatched it for Leicester, but Sells kept it out. Preserved the draw.
Phew. That save feels huge now, looking back. Losing that would have been disastrous for Forest.
Okay, so let's break down what this 2-2 draw actually means. For Forest first, big chance missed, right? Chelsea lost earlier.
Exactly. A win would have put Forest into the top 5. Instead, they stay 7th.
Now, the silver lining is that 7th place, and European football next season, that's now mathematically confirmed for them.
Which is objectively a great achievement for the club. But in the moment after that game, it probably felt like 2 points dropped,
Yeah, a bit bittersweet. And the report flags their recent form, just 1 win in the last 6 league games. That's not ideal timing.
Not at all. Especially with some home defeats mixed in there, too. And that stat about only winning once all season after conceding the first goal, that's worrying.
It does make you question things a bit. Is it tactics? Mentality? Why do they struggle so much to come from behind?
It's hard to say from the outside, but it's just maybe a lack of resilience, or perhaps they become too predictable when chasing a game, something Nuno will need to look at.
Looking ahead, they've got West Ham away, then Chelsea at home on the final day.
That Chelsea game could be absolutely massive, potentially deciding exactly which European competition they end up in. Huge stakes.
They'll need to find some form again, quickly.
Definitely. Now let's slip to Leicester. Relegation confirmed, but they go to the City ground and get a point. Stop their rivals winning.
You've got to give them credit for that. Shows good professionalism, good spirit.
Absolutely. And it pulls them level on points with Ipswich down at the bottom, for what that's worth. But mainly, it's about denying Forest and showing fight.
And their form's picked up a bit recently, hasn't it?
Seems so. Unbeaten in 2 now. First time since December. Scoring a few more goals as well.
Maybe the pressure being off helps. Playing with a bit more freedom.
Could be. Sometimes that happens when the worst is confirmed. Players relax a little, express themselves more. Or maybe some tactical changes are clicking.
And Jamie Vardy, 300th Premier League start for him in this game.
Incredible achievement. Still waiting for that 200th Leicester goal.
But he got that key assist for the equaliser. Still contributing, even at this stage.
His experience is invaluable, even now. That nous to create the chance for Buonanotte. Crucial.
Their last games are Ipswich at home, Bournemouth away.
They'll want to finish strongly, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Give the home fans something against Ipswich, maybe nick another result at Bournemouth, build some positive feeling ahead of the championship.
Just touching on a couple more stats the report mentioned, this was the first time Forest failed to win a league game after leading since February.
That ties into the earlier point, doesn't it? Maybe a fragility creeping in when they get ahead. Something to watch.
And we mentioned Wood's 20 goals, Gibbs White setting that Forest record for goal and assist games, individual highlights in a, well, ultimately frustrating team result for them.
Precisely. Great for the players personally, but the team context is disappointment at dropping points.
So, wrapping up the perspectives. Forest. European football secured, which is good, but this felt like a missed chance, and recent form is a worry.
Yeah. And for Leicester, a show of resilience, fighting spirit despite relegation, and maybe building a little momentum for next season.
It really captured that end-of-season feel, didn't it? Teams with very different things on the line.
Absolutely. The pressure on Forest, the relative freedom for Leicester.
Yeah.
It makes for unpredictable games. You saw moments of quality from both, moments of nerves too.
Which brings us to a final thought for you listening. Forest still have European places to fight for. Leicester want to end on a high before the championship. How does a result like this, a hard-fought draw, where maybe both felt they could have won, affect their mindset going into those crucial final games?
And what does it tell us about players continuing to compete hard, even when, like Leicester's, their team's biggest battle is already lost? Something to ponder as the season reaches its conclusion.
Indeed. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.